Yep.
Okay.
The power.
So
Is it edited?
this is for Jesus. Yes.
Good morning. Today I want to talk about my main issue in my dissertation. It's a methodology problem in the gaming and non-linearities. This problem is present in the relationship between the volatility and growth nexus. I hope to discover or find new approaches, new methodology approaches that this problem. I am considering two strategies about the solving problem in my field. When I was speaking the non-linearities, we can manage the problem through two strategies. The first strategy is spline regression. And spline regression is a broken line after we see or we watch the structure and polynomial functions. This is the spline regression. You can see here there are an interval between the relationship is growing and other interval where the relationship is decreasing. And the last interval shows a flat relationship. This relationship shows a positive relation between debt and macroeconomic growth. This is a spline regression, this is a broken line. The second part of the second interval shows a negative relation called or named debt overhang. This is the main problem between the countries acquired debt. And the last section or interval is named debt irrelevance as the last or new problem in my field. This is the first approach to the nonlinearity in the relationship. The second approach is the polynomial function. You can see a similar form of cubic relationship and the possibility to compare two approaches when I evaluate the relationship. The second problem is homogeneity. There are two approaches also. Simultaneous equation modeling. The problem is the number of variables that appear in the relationship when you are estimating the model. And the second is the stream bound developed by Limmer and other economists. The stream bound is the most interesting approaches in this field. The stream bound analyzes the lower and the upper estimations in the model. You can see this is the minimum and the maximum when you can find the estimates. In 1997, Blondel and Bond developed a new estimator called System GMM Estimator, which solved some consistency problem in the econometric models. I hope to analyze two approaches in two problems and give new suggestions about to manage this problem in my field. This is my principal contribution in this work, this paper. Thank you. source. The problem needs data with I compare the results and the previous findings. I will use data of 86 advanced and emerging economies for the period 1970 to 2010. The unpenned word tables, where this database is used and accepted by Matthew, this data don't need defined variables. The tool is known by all of the economists in my field. I don't hope problems here. No more. Thank you.
Okay, Jesus, can you stay up there, since you're our first person? We always have, in academic presentation context, a part at the end of the presentation where the audience is allowed to ask questions, right? So Jesus, go back. And part of the
5
challenge,
minutes.
that's okay. Part of the challenge sometimes in doing these presentations is not so much talking about your topic, but actually answering the questions that people throw at you surprisingly at the end of the presentation. So, Jesus, you're our first specimen. And I would like you guys to take a second. Part of your job as an audience is to participate through asking questions or asking for clarification. This is both good for Jesus and good for you. Okay? Asking questions is sometimes, especially if they're hard questions, is a difficult linguistic task. So that's what you guys are going to be practicing as you're listening today. Okay, so do people have any questions for Jesus?
Could someone ask that there are two ways to make some kind of approximately modeling of the problem, the polynomial and the regression.
Explain regressions.
Okay. And after that, you are trying to precise or propose some modification to the most extended model or accepted model in this topic. What is, because I didn't understand what was the improvement that you will go give to the model.
The main problem here is the explained regression is the most accepted in the field. It is very easy to understand by the policymakers and academics and other people. But this model needs to specify or determine the thresholds. In the literature, the threshold is defined exogenous as exogenous. My approach is analyzed endogenous methodology when I am determining the thresholds in this relation. You can find the threshold here or here or here. I need to develop a methodology that the threshold is determined between the model, inside the model. That's the question.
No? Okay, good question, Julia. All right, Daniel?